Rooster's probably the favorite matchup in this game against Only One Word. So, yeah, I don't know. Am I kind of at this point now saying this is Rooster's season to lose? Is it Rooster's ESL Pro League Season 22 slot to take? I kind of feel like that's probably the case with the likes of X-Talon sort of withdrawing from the competition, Vantage as well withdrawing from the competition kind of makes that job a little bit easier. But we'll hold that thought and see how tonight goes first, and then we can get into that discussion, I guess, a little bit later on.
So for anyone who's wondering, Mummy is Freeman, superstar Hong Kong players, Mummy. So if you hear Elfish Guy yelling Mummy, don't be confused. You're not walking in on something that you shouldn't be. It's just some more Counter-Strike. Looks like Rooster going for a little bit of an A contact, and there's already a 3-man crossfire here for Only One Word, ready to try and deal with this from Triple CT and Balk.
Yep, full 5 in the server today for Rooster as well. Good to see, and as expected, there's Oath in the lineup as well. For Only One Word, we'll see how they go on this initial defense as Rooster start to make their way forward. Banana and Terry for a few already, but some exchanges coming back on in. Danny G alongside Chell to try to clutch it out in the 2-on-2. There's going to be some util tossed into connector there. That's a smoke, but both Viridian and Freeman out past the smoke already and doing some damage. Chell going to chance the bomb plant, and the bullets go whizzing past his head as that smoke keeps him alive for the moment. Boils it back into the 1v1. With the P250 in hand, he should have the benefit of the doubt here against Viridian. It's going to be that first bullet that matters here for Viridian, and he does hit it into the head of Chell. So, round going the way of Only One Word to start off this game.
Yeah, nicely done. They're looking very locked in, and contextually, looking at the entire league right now, you can understand why. 5 and 7, like I said before, they're trying to fight for their guaranteed playoff spot, whereas I feel like Rooster don't have as much to play for here, right? They've already been on a bit of a tear at ECL. They're already in a position where they're going to go to playoffs no matter what. So this match matters a lot more to Only One Word than it really does to Rooster at the end of the day. Bomb plant comes down for Rooster. They will go for this Force Buy in towards round number 2. It's a util heavy Force Buy, a lot of Tech 9s in the mix. You've got the Scout out on Shell. Smoke into window. Only One Word playing a 1-3-1, looking to contest mid and take some duels here. Drop some delaying utility towards Con. Very patient T-side Force Buy here from Rooster. Playing pretty much a long kind of drawn-out default, despite the fact they've got a couple pistols on the cards here. Waiting for Only One Word to aggress into middle, but not really being obliged for too much.
Yeah, Solid Steady wins the race here as far as Rooster's concerned. Taking that mid control, but need to get some kills, and ASAP will deliver one. Danny G, another, gets the spam into the smoke there that catches Freeman, and this opening pistol, all of a sudden, not feeling quite as valuable for Only One Word anymore. Connector control is established. You've got a player outside of A main here for Rooster, and this A take, it looks like it's not going to go too poorly at all. Oath to try to defend only with an MP9 on his own. He may get slimy, and he may take main control, but that's not going to stop them from getting onto the site, and you can't even manage that. So A site belongs to Rooster, and Only One Word will save.
Very patient Force Buy from Rooster. Really took their time working through middle, pressured Freeman down inside a ladder room. ASAP spotting out these players exiting towards carpets. You can already see Rooster in hot pursuit. Chelios already wrapping around towards TV room, and the rest of Rooster trying to make some inroads in towards the B site. They really want to take these guns away if they can.
I think they're going to be able to. Still quite a hefty timer on that bomb, and they've already kind of caught up with them. TJP catches Banana, and Terry spotted out there by Chell. Nice shot with the Scout. There's going to be no guns taken through for Only One Word.
Absolutely booked him. I love that buddy combo with the M4A1S, by the way. Little white buddy hanging off the Prince stream or whatever it is. It's pretty nice. Haven't seen many.
My
nice
favorite
videos.
one is on the Galil.
The Galil? Okay.
You put it on the where you put it like on the little thing which you got a cock on the Galil.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called. and then it goes back and forth as you're shooting.
Well, speaking of Cox, they're doing pretty well here, Jordan. Look at the money, man. 2.5 plus on everyone. Picked up a handful of rifles off the back of that force buy. Now only one word have to go for this kind of Degarma force. Couple 5.7s in the mix. Viridian's holding on to some extra cash to try and buy an ult later on. And Rooster looking very structured on this Mirage T side, really taking their time every single round, working that mid control, giving the CTs chances to make mistakes and give up their lives. Only one word making moves, flash over the top of that A ramp. They've gathered a lot of information, but already they're starting to lose control in middle, and Rooster are teeing up this mid to B split.
Yeah, once again, not a bad call from Rooster. It's a heavy stack over toward the A side of the map, and just Freeman over on B here, so makes for a pretty easy entry. Nice night so far from ASAP and Danny G as well. Putting in the hard yards for the team. This will probably be that second round easily locked in. Money's not really there for only one word, so somewhat incentivized just to hold on to these guns. But with those kills, all of a sudden the round might be doable. I don't know that Rooster's going to be too pleased about this one. Chell's going to go down as well, and now it's on to TJP. He's going to have to do some heroics, but he's going to lose his life as well, and that is a very frustrating round from Rooster.
Where did that come from? Insane shots being hit on the D. Viridian and Oath just combining for 4 in the blink of an eye. And that will cause a massive upset to a Rooster who thought the round was done and dusted, Jordan. Bomb
yeah,
plant.
I thought that round was done and dusted too. That's, I don't know.
They got the bomb plant though, and they had 2.4 plus on pretty much everyone. So you can see that aligns pretty much perfectly with AK armor full util for the T side. So after all said and done, and all of these weird rounds, usually you'd see like two teams scrapping a buy together in round number 4 here when it goes 1-1-1. But Rooster can buy, only one word can buy, and somehow in round 4 we've ended up in a straight up gun round, which will be a swing round for both teams.
Yeah, a big one for sure. Rooster, I want to say, have still kind of looked the better of the two, but doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way things are going to go now that the guns are in hand. ASAP suspecting someone close up short behind that smoke. And he will be proven correct in just a minute as Viridian's going to keep shouldering around that corner, though I don't think ASAP's actually seen him yet. Now the flash has come back through and ASAP in trouble. Trade is there from Chell in the end. Danny G also going to get the better of Terry in his duel. So numbers advantage again established for Rooster, although this time without quite so much map control. Freeman looks like he still kind of wants to contest mid in some senses of the word.
I'm waiting for Freeman to get involved. He's a bit of a defining player in this current only one word roster. Haven't seen too much of him this game. He's kind of been getting booked over towards short and ladder. This would be the perfect round for him to come up huge and dismantle this short split.
Oh, okay. Freeman does it again. The hero for only one word in a lot of instances and making a big difference in this round as well. Banana trying desperately to survive at bench. Will be able to until Slimy catches up with him, but down to the 1v1. Oath very much favored in this given his HP. Slimy's going to need the headshot and he's got no idea where Oath is coming from. So timing, pivotal for both these players and Slimy gets it right. So again, another round just by the skin of their teeth goes the way of Rooster.
That's going to reset only one word as well. Oath and Terry are double eco, so they could consider a force, but their money is all over the place. Huge round from Slimy there. Really important 3k in a key round. I mean, Freeman did his best. That was the 2k he needed to get. He thought only one word was going to be able to turn that around from the man disadvantage, but couldn't quite put it together. And once again, going for a bit of a force. Freeman and Viridian a little bit poorer than everybody else, and it is an A stack here from only one word. Freeman being left solo B with a dig armor. And A-ramp aggression once again.
Yeah, nice work from TJP this time around. Things are maybe starting to fall into place a little bit more from Rooster. As this time they're going to negotiate the anti-eco, the anti-force buy really, with a great degree of gusto, I dare say. It's just Freeman. And he's good. but he's probably not 1v5 good, especially if those are going to be the opening shots coming through. He's just not, unfortunately, been too lucky with that one from the old CS Goad. I guess we can't really use CS Goad anymore. CS Dude. He did do his best to line it up, but sometimes the bullets just don't hit. Anyway, 3-2 scoreline there, and only one word are going to have to take another save here. So Rooster are going to start to pull ahead, as was probably expected 2 rounds ago.
Yeah, big swing round. I mean, only one word. There was a couple of heroics in there. Some individual multi-frags completely out of nowhere. But Rooster have steadied the ship once again, really. Already great money across the entire team, 2.5k plus, and now they go into an anti-eco, so they are really funding their entire T side going forward for the foreseeable future, really. And they're just really working the map. It's Mirage fundamentals, taking a lot of this mid control. Another smoke into window. Going to take some control of con here with a little bit of util. There's some USP is stacked. You can see only one word there, expecting a short B split yet again, but this is just great conditioning and calling round to round anti-eco from Rooster. This time they're just going to creep into A, up connector. Little bit of a 1-4. And they catch only one word, stacking the wrong side of the map based on what Rooster did on the eco last time around. So this is just excellent calling, excellent fundamentals from Rooster.
Yeah, I think generally speaking, they've really been giving only one word a bit of a runaround on the map so far. It feels like most of the time when Rooster have opted to go to one side of the map, only one word have been on the other side, unfortunately. So they haven't exactly had the best chances of fighting for a lot of these rounds, although it probably doesn't matter too much in this instance when it's more or less just USPs out for only one word. ASAP just going to finish off these last couple of players, or try to. And I will drop him, but that's okay. One gun lost for Rooster. Starting to build that money back up. It's been a little bit of a tumultuous start to the map, but it does look like I said, Rooster are kind of starting to ease their way back into this map a little bit more so.
Yeah, Rooster are honestly looking pretty phenomenal right now. Really working the map well. They're looking sharp. They're playing off of each other. They're not rushing things. Really just trying to out-macro the other team on the T side, and that's what's happening. I think if I'm only one word here, I'm looking at the pacing of the default round to round. This is where we need to get some well-timed mid aggression to kind of disrupt things in the mid round, maybe look for a pick. And you're seeing that pop flash up over the top. Both teams swinging out the con smoke and on short, and you can see Terry is able to find Danny G in towards lowers. So that's the opening pick, only one word I've been looking for a couple of rounds now, and this time they've actually made the right adjustments and been able to abuse that mid default that Rooster has been running round to round to round. Thought this would have been, honestly, a great round for Rooster to mix in like a Palace Pop or something like that, a little bit more up-tempo, because they've kind of just been running the same kind of pacing every single round. And you can see only one word has really been round to round adapting based on what Rooster's doing a lot. Trying to find the right reads and right adjustments, and that round is a perfect example of it.
Yeah, this is where we're now going to have to see Rooster actually really show us something. I feel like the sort of first 6 rounds of this map so far has been generally just pretty standard stuff, but what do they do now when their backs are against the walls in a 4v5? They don't have mid control at all. Just going to go back for a default onto the B bomb site. Nicely timed push up short for ASAP is going to get him that kill. And Slimy, overwhelming Banana on the bomb site, will allow that plant to go down. And Rooster once again making that hit into B look quite solid.
Posted on market as well, Chell. Just picking them as they cross. Only one word. They were up a man, but that round fell apart so cleanly. It's just excellent. B split from Rooster there. One player left behind in middle with 2 smokes. Smokes window and con, makes it look like you're going for some mid control. A lot of the time you'll see that window con smoke and expect a lot of players in middle, a little bit of a con shove with a flash, and then you turn it into an A split or something like that. But Rooster double smoking with the one player from middle who turned into a bit of a lurker, and they just went for a 1-3. Little bit of a timing straight out B apps, hit a couple of entries, and that was the end of the round. Which is exactly what you want to do in a 4-on-5. You know, same kind of thing as Inferno. You just want to hit the small site when you're down in numbers, and if you're able to hit a couple of nice shots or you find a good timing, then you're going to win the round cleanly, which is exactly what Rooster did. But they just added that extra layer with the mid smokes to make it look like they were still working the map control, and then just caught the B anchor completely pants down.
Now we're going to go back to A by the looks of things for Rooster. So they're really just testing everything all over the map.
Yeah.
Got some dry runs in here, I guess, for Rooster, just ahead of the MRQ. Make sure everyone knows what's happening on these site hits.
Oh, they're going to go through it.
Smokes for stairs and for jungle. And it does indeed seem that way. They're going to blow open the smoke, in fact, and that'll be the end of Terry, Danny, and ASAP. Again, looking for those entries, as they have been doing all map long.
Wow.
Slimy coming in through as well for a kill, and it's just looking a little bit too clean for Rooster today. There's nothing that only one word can do. The flash coverage too good, the util too good, and it's a pretty well drilled looking Rooster in a round like that.
Flash onto spawn side, looking to further extend their advantage. Keep only one word locked out of this round, who may be considering a save at this point. Hold on to the M4 and the ult. That is another round where Rooster have showed us something different and stayed one step ahead in terms of the calling, especially versus Eco. Like, this was obviously a couple of saved weapons and a bit of a half buy because the loss bonus has built up quite a lot by this point for the CTs, but that was honestly, again, the perfect call. They did a short B split the first anti-eco, then second anti-eco, they went up con and did a 1-4 into A, and then third kind of, I guess, quotation marks anti-eco is a half buy around the saved weapons. It's the perfect call because they've already shown two different approaches on the anti-eco. They throw an A execute, which number one, it's like util to minimize risk. It's a pretty classic way to anti-eco, but also number two, it kind of shuts the AWP out of the round.
Okay, so this time we're going to get some mid smokes from Rooster. So the plan changes again, potentially. Or maybe not. Maybe we're just going to go straight back to A. It's top mid smoke and a window smoke. So at this point, obviously, there's only one word. You've got to be expecting some kind of presence in middle, which is just not going to be the case at all. You can see their connector player has responded to that. Now Terry's starting to come back over to A as he recognizes there's not much happening in middle, and that's a perfectly timed time to come across. Terry and Oath able to just line it up. It was a more of a contact play, really, from Rooster, but they just didn't find that opener that they needed, and all of a sudden the round has gone pear-shaped.
Yeah, excellent shots being hit. Could see ASAP looking to try to dig deep. Win this duel on this B anchor. Banana spots him crossing. Doesn't need to do anything fancy. You got the jiggles coming out from ASAP, and that is the kill you did not want to see as the CT see it. ASAP with control of the site now, but Slimy is still going to take a while to get in position in through B apps, and it can be heard by Freeman on the run up. Oh, it's beautiful from ASAP. They could have 2v5 this. It's kind of looking like it.
Wouldn't be the first time. See what Viridian can do here with the AWP. Slimy taking the safe exit to bench, so he's at least gotten off of the site, and ASAP's going to be very difficult to deal with in market there. The longer that Slimy can survive here, the better this is going to be, and that's a very nice shot from him. So all of a sudden, this round has just fallen apart for only one word. It looked awful for Rooster for a moment, but somehow Slimy and ASAP have been able to salvage it, and that is very nice as far as Rooster's concerned. Viridian, nothing to do but to try to save that AWP.
Dude, this is the best I've seen Rooster look in ages. Have they been doing this all season long? I feel like we haven't caught many of their games. Like, they're 10-2 with some insane round difference. But I kind of wonder if all of the games have looked this good, because this is actually next level. Like, I have not seen them play this good since that year. Was it end of 23 when we were kind of thinking like they're looking like they could actually try and upset FlyQuest?
No, I think they have been good, but I think they've been a little bit up and down. I mean, what we saw from them at Defrag Invitational probably wasn't the level which I think they would have wanted to have hit.
Yeah.
So it's probably, I would assume at this point, just they've been cracking on in and sort of prepping for the MRQ, and hopefully this is like the fruits of that labor being seen. Shell, he's just absolutely booked Freeman.
Yeah, Freeman's getting
straight out in the mid.
destroyed this game. He's 2-10. Like, I mean, that's the level that Rooster's playing at right now. They're making Freeman look bloody silly on Catwalk right now. It's actually unreal.
Yeah, that's
if this is the form Rooster's bringing into the MRQ, dude, I'm feeling scared.
Well, I mean, I
the other
think
teams.
to be fair, like I do think that this MRQ is going to be a very competitive one. You know, we know obviously FlyQuest is going to be quite a team to beat, and when it comes to Semper they've been doing very well domestically at the moment, so they'll be a real strong contender. And you've got Rooster in there, which again, looking at this current Rooster, they can definitely have something to say for themselves. And even X-Talon, right? Like, I don't know that you're necessarily expecting a lot out of X-Talon, but they're the kind of team that could cause a bit of a ruckus. Same with Terry over here towards B, and Banana, he'll get himself one more as well. So another 2vX required here for Rooster. This one just a 2v2, but fast flank from Oath could cause a bit of a problem, and, well, won't quite at least cause a problem for the bomb plant. Now it's on to Slimy Solo. By the way, he's been hitting shots at the moment. I think you have to kind of back him here, and he's going to get active. I don't know if he was spotted there. Certainly has been now, and can't quite complete the 180. So it will be only one word to at least pick themselves up a third.
Yeah, good recovery after losing a cat player. Only one word, looking to scrape together a couple of CT rounds as this half kind of enters its twilight period. Rooster, I mean, as mentioned before, they've done such a phenomenal job stringing these rounds together and conducting these anti-ecos cleanly. So they have definitely got money to buy out the rest of the half yet. Chell back on the ult. Nice opening pick from him, and generally, well, I was going to say good calling, but I know that TJ was IGLing for a bit. Is that still the case for Rooster?
No, not anymore. It's back to Chell.
Back to Chell. Well, I think the calling on this T site's been pretty phenomenal so far from Rooster. Very on point. Once again, it's just kind of a 1-3-1. TJ keeping an eye on B-Abs. You got Slimy kicking around in Palace, a very kind of classic default. This kind of positioning from Freeman tells you everything about how this half has been going. Just sitting in bricks on the little off angle, doesn't want to get too adventurous. We've got a pretty big commitment to that A side of the map from only one word. I think they were anticipating some kind of Palace pop. Missed smoke on window. Definitely not ideal. You're going to have to commit an extra piece of utility to throw that now. Does seem like with Slimy's movements over towards B, we're turning this into another mid-B split. So Freeman and Banana, they have not had a great game so far.
Shell has dropped in the meanwhile, trying to work his way up to short. And it's a bit precarious with ASAP kind of being locked in at ladder. Banana should go down here every day of the week, but they still need to get these players into the site from short. And ASAP, catching the better of Freeman, who, as you said, is having a bit of a rough one tonight, and that's not going to help out. Viridian, though, with a nice shot, still keeps this one in play for only one word. Nice flashes into his face. He definitely wasn't expecting that. No chance to turn away. And that's bomb plan secured by Danny G, with ASAP watching the window and door push. Rooster again have to be aware of the fast flank that's coming through from Oath, but it does seem like they've got Danny G locked in on that line. Apparently not going to be easy enough to pick him up until ASAP is now down. That's at least information, but 1 for 1 here. 1 for 2 even. Only one word with the advantage. They haven't found Danny, though. And so he could win this, but he thought he'd got the kill onto Oath, and unfortunately he hadn't. So that will be another one for only one word. Up to now 4 as they're starting to salvage this half somewhat.
Yeah, I mean, he's been out of the game for a while. That was one of those moments where he just hasn't looked as sharp as the rest of players on Rooster, at least in this game. And headed to the last round of the half here. How did he go with defrag, though? Did you get to watch much Danny G?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he was anything too outrageous, you know what I mean? Like, it was neither good nor bad from my memory. He kind of just existed.
Yep.
Which is, I think, probably what you would want. given the circumstances. You know, you had ASAP who was like just absolutely frying everybody. So as long as you can just sort of do your job in that respect, then you're probably okay.
I mean, ASAP is continuing to fry. Him and Slimy have been outrageous this game. Some scary rifling presence from Rooster. Mid-smoke's coming out once again, thrown by ASAP. And the rest of Rooster going to start pressuring that A side. Nice flash up over the top of ramp. Terry to defend.
Interesting position here from Terry inside that smoke, and it's going to work out in some sense. Gets himself a 1-for-1. Probably not quite enough to bring this one heavily back in the direction of only one word as the bomb plant now goes down. God, I could have denied it. Oh, I think there might have been a foot there. In the end, though, just getting that spray through too late, and ooh, nice kill from Viridian. Again, makes this one doable, although somewhat unlikely in the 2v1. He's going to be spotted out in the end by Chell, and that's an 8-4 half, so solid display all around from Rooster.
I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof. I'm bulletproof, don't ever lose. Put the evil in the devil and I'm let it loose. I'm an earthquake, make your bones shake. There's no question I'm the king, I always dominate. A force to be reckoned with, better remember it. Look at what I can do, walking all over you. Incredible, it's criminal. I never lose, I'm bulletproof.
Welcome back on in the second half here, about to be underway between Rooster and Only One Word. I think for the most part, it was a very clean first half out of Rooster. There was probably two sort of goofy rounds out of them, but generally speaking, quite good, solid stuff as we kind of keep an eye on their form going into the MRQ next week. I don't think we were too disappointed by what we saw.
No, definitely not. Excellent T side. Honestly, only one word scraping together 4 rounds is pretty good considering how sharp Rooster were looking in that half. Pretty slow, kind of drawn out default here for only one word. Viridian's got the majority of the util over towards this B side of the map. But they're not in a rush to really be going anywhere. They're seeing if they can kind of catch some aggression from the T side. From the CT side, rather. But Rooster not really obliging anything. They're taking their time in this round. Much more heavily stacked towards that A side of the map, which is going to leave them a little bit out of position. Only one word already kind of rejigging everything for some kind of B execute in the mid round here. And it would just be Danny G here. And he is going to push, and I don't mind this, to be honest. He's got the dualies.
They're going to get that early information and a couple of kills as well, but that extra early information is also a really big asset because it does allow Rooster to start moving early on in the piece, so they'll be set up for this retake a little quicker than you otherwise might think. Chell going to be a key factor here as he does make his way up the stairs towards apartments. Viridian waiting for him with those dualies, and Chell just walks right into that. Freeman, nice one tap with the P250, but that's all he's going to be able to get. It's back to the 2-on-2 now. There's going to be a flash out onto the site from only one word, but it won't slow Rooster down all that much. A bing through the wall onto Oath did about 5 damage. Not that that'll matter. There's a tap onto the bomb now.
Kit. That's it.
The molly is going to cause some problems, that's for sure. Slimy can't do anything about it. Only one word have won the round. And Viridian will go down in the end, but no pistol once again for Rooster.
It's going to be the start that you needed to see from only one word to be competitive in this game. Keep an eye on what Rooster want to do in this round. I do like the round 3 buys on the CT side Mirage with just M4s and light util. You're going to get the scout drop over to Chelios though, which does indicate they are keen to force up. Chelios holding on to some extra money for the alt fund, but yeah, Deagle's armor, a little bit of SMG action as well. Heavy stack towards that B side of the map. Really feels like these teams on the CT side are anticipating the anti-ecos towards B. And Slimy even trying to contest middle a little bit in tandem with ASAP to dissuade these mid to A splits from coming in. So we'll see if this B stack ends up working out for Rooster. It even seems like they've got a little bit of a bait set up towards bench here.
Looks to be a pretty slow round out here from only one word, given the spread. Don't think we're going to be getting too much action for the next 20-30 seconds until they ultimately decide where they want to end up. Well, making a bit of noise in apartments. And Danny's going to be forced to smoke himself off. It's a good read one from only one word. They're just going to walk their way into A, which is entirely undefended at this point.
Yeah, this is the positive effect of having your IGL on the wing here, is that he can really read the setup quite nicely, and especially that smoke on the molly was a bit of a tell. Viridian's even going to take one with him here and even things up 4 apiece. Slimy doing a little bit of damage elsewhere, but regardless, smoke to jungle. Bomb will get planted nice and open on this A side, but not without Banana taking a fair bit of damage from multiple players. We'll take Ace out with him, though.
Not sure that we're going to really be seeing Rooster overcommit to this, though.
Nah, they're just going to save. Hold on to these weapons, do a little bit more damage. But yeah, that was a nice anti-eco from only one word. Both of these teams have had some pretty good T-side calling so far. And this has been a great game for Viridian. This is kind of like the inverse of what I expect when I watch only one word. I expect a Freeman carry and for Viridian to kind of just be doing a bit more of the supportive work, but we're kind of getting the opposite today.
Yeah. Interesting that, Viridian's kind of the one dropped off over towards B there just to fake it. And the rest of the pack does work their way in. But still something to play with for Rooster in this upcoming round. So we've got a scout for Chell, Deagle, MP9, a couple of Deagles in fact. So Not going to be the easiest of rounds still here for only one word. They're going to want to hope that they make the right call again.
Half buy for Rooster. Still potential to get some damage done here on only one word's economy. Terry just juggling a flash over to try to be sent into connector later into the round. Nice flash up over the top of tap, and that's exactly what Terry will do to ASAP.
Once again, good start for only one word. A lot of mid-control there for them. Bomb's going to be retrieved by Banana. Does make you think this is going to be an A finish once again, and it seems that Rooster have kind of cottoned onto that. They've started to move their forces over in that direction. TJP just hiding in this corner, still trying to keep himself in a position to frag out and unable to do so, but Chelios and Danny G able to trade him down nicely. The 5-7 won't quite connect. Slimy drive-by with the MP9 and just going to be far back enough that that Molly's not going to connect. Chell's got it done with the Scout. In the blink of an eye, that round is over, and that is the exact benefit of saving guns through from that previous force buy.
Only one word, putting together whatever they can here. Rifles, a little bit of util. Freeman goes down to a Mac 10. Good buy through from Rooster, picking up a couple of weapons on the way out for ASAP and Danny G there. Chell's going to pull out the AWP as well. This could be a big round for them. 1900 loss bonus for only one word. This will be a reset for Rooster to get themselves double digits. Quick pacing into middle. The T's really actively looking for an opening pick. ASAP's also active on Cat here.
Bit of damage there onto ASAP to start things off. TJP's going to drop as well. This CT side has been quite a tough one to negotiate for Rooster so far. It doesn't really feel like they've quite found their feet yet. They're being harassed at every turn by only one word. And again, they've lost that mid-control. Again, they're down a player, but Slimy doing some great work on this map. Now up to 18-5 and winning an important duel, allowing him to hold on to jungle and in turn keeps that A-side safe for a little bit longer. Chell only the 1-for-1 though. And it is still only one word that are going to work their way into A.
Nice open player. Still winnable for Rooster. ASAP can hear all of those footsteps. Terry smelling blood in the water. Important duel for Banana to win. But Terry not checking the corner. Will cop a bullet to the side of the head, but ASAP not feeling confident enough to complete that clutch. With only 11 HP, he's going to hold on to the Molly and the Flash as well as the AK because the money's still pretty decent for Rooster here. Should be another buy to come through in the next round. But credit to only one word. They avoid that economic reset. Keep themselves going on this T side. This is a bit of a spicy game. Pretty close stuff, honestly. Thought this might be a little bit of a pushover from Rooster, but credit where credit's due for only one word. Hell of a shot from Freeman there. Takes the last rifle out of Rooster's hands, which actually weakens this buy significantly if it even comes through. Because ASAP, if he had that AK and armor here, that would be 3 rifles plus an AWP. But now you're going to have to see 5-7 for TJ who drops the AWP. And maybe a couple MP9s, if anything. In fact, this is only kind of a buy down to 2k, and TJ is going to be down to an MP9 next round. So, hero AWP for Chelios here that he loses instantly. Terry had the spawn and the confidence to take it. Credit to him. Opening pick for the T side.
I mean, only one word. Definitely giving Rooster a run for their money in this second half. There's no doubt about that. This looks like a calculated decision from Rooster to just say, we're going to probably just save our guns here. If they do come A, we have a chance of defending it, but our money is in an absolute shambles. Economy is just wrecked.
Yeah.
It's like a US president is just coming through like a freight train.
Yeah, man.
They might actually get the chance to fight for this round. Bombs dropped in connector. And a player dead on short now as well. Only one word. They made the wrong decision. Been pretty good about things so far this half, but this might be enough to potentially even lose them this map. That bomb is going to be very difficult to retrieve, and it really is down to Freeman, who's just going to have to try and hightail it through. But even if he gets the bomb, there's this fast flank coming through from TJP. He pushed out of Palace. He's going to get in behind Oath, and the round now surely is pretty much over. Banana keeping it alive with 1 HP.
Can go B here.
Collected here. But
Gonna go
Banana, the nade, it's just going to catch up to him. So it's on to Freeman, 1v2.
It's up to Mummy to save the day. Nice open plan on short here. No kit for Rooster. ASAP, aim punch, a real factor. It's going to be 2 players going through murder holder market. No one on short side. Freeman does have a molly. No smoke to put that out. So he's going to look to play this post plant from bricks.
Someone's going to have to sit that defuse now. Probably rather it being ASAP with the AWP on that line.
No
Does he have time for the defuse here? No kit. Just going to have to save the AWP and just hightail it out of there. So impact in the end from Freeman. I'm talking about how he's been having a rougher day, but he's won that round for his team.
I mean, he had a terrible first half, but he's consistently getting some impact kills on the T side now. Getting himself warmed up a little bit more, as is Banana. They were both having an absolute stinker holding B and short that last half. And that comes down to just how well Rooster was playing their T side, man. That was so clean. Another swing round, though. 1,400 for only 1 word. They'll be broke if they drop this round. They're a little lighter on the util. AWP's there for Rooster. Quick smokes into middle, molly onto Con. 2 players putting some pressure on this B side of the map, but they'll have to wait a little longer. In fact, one of them does beat the molly, and Chell doesn't punish Viridian for trying to push on forward in towards B apps there. They know the AWP's not towards the middle of the map, so now only 1 word going to start making some moves towards Con. Into the crossfire of ASAP and Slimy, which is a scary looking crossfire given how they've been playing today.
Flash right into the face of Terry. But no swing to come here from Rooster. Again, a sort of more passive mindset. Although ASAP lurking around, keeping an eye on the middle. He's going to drop his incend down at Connector and sort of burn Banana's feet. He's definitely doing a good job in this round, ASAP, gathering that info, most importantly, but also getting himself that kill. And Slimy, unfortunately, not able to get himself anything further. A lot of good damage down, but still not enough. The question is, are they going to be aware of Danny G's position? He's looking to deny the plan, and he'll do a good job of that. Gets rid of Oath as well, and that 3rd player on the A site, so unexpected in the end, is going to win the round for Rooster.
Yeah, Danny G is just a knife in only 1 word's economy. Just applied like a 90% tariff, and everyone's got $1,500. To have to force by Deagle and Armor down to a scout, this is the worst position to be in the T side. This is as hard as you can get reset in the current state of the economy. You literally can't be reset harder than this. So big stuff from Rooster, who will now have a chance against the Force to build up their economy. But if they get upset by this Force fight, they're actually also in a bit of a cooked position. They need to make sure they get through this round cleanly. Going to give them a lot better of a chance of closing out this game.
Well, it's easier said than done. We've already seen only 1 word get up to some shenanigans with a buy like this in the first half. Do it again here. Chell's down to 30 HP, and ASAP is dead, so the Deagles once again are doing work.
Yeah, Rooster cannot afford to lose this round, Jordan. This could be the round where if they just closed it out cleanly, it's probably the game on a silver platter, flashing towards A ramp. Spotting out and confirming that the scout is still there, but that's really the only commitment to the A side of the map for only 1 word. They are gearing up here for a B ending. And Rooster, especially seeing that scout still posted up on A ramp, are reading this as some kind of A finish. It's only Danny G not even really playing the B side. It's over from Pillar, all on his lonesome.
Too much to cover. He's only got the FAMAS in hand. The best you can really expect from a position like this is maybe 1. It's really a 1 and done. But with a FAMAS, difficult sometimes to even guarantee that one. Banana's got 2 on the entry. And that'll have to be safe territory for Rooster. TJP making some noise there. He's spotted out by Viridian.
Viridian, this is being so
Dude,
annoying
sure
right now. He's just lurking with the scout.
Yeah, I'm
tagging
sure he's keen
people.
to just do whatever he can. You know, just be a little pest. See if he can take a gun away here.
I mean, he kind of won this round without really doing very much. He's kind of the reason why they kept that A stack for so long. They were like, why is there a guy with a scout over here? And then only one word just got into B. Beautiful shots on the deagle from Banana as well. Like, honestly, he's really turned around his performance. At one point, he was like 4 and 11 or something defending B on the CT side. And now he's absolutely cooking them. It's a huge round for only one word. Really means that this game is anyone's for the taking.
Yeah.
Pick up a couple of rifles there. Break that CT side economy. Tack timeout. It's a good timing to be taking one. A lot to consider. They know that Rooster is on that 1900 loss bonus. Going to get about 2k on all of these players. It's going to be a bit of a cooked force buy if they even want to force around these weapons. But usually when you see the CTs save 2 instead of 3, you're really not expecting some kind of force unless you're going to get something wonky coming out. So big considerations is just kind of taking your time, not giving the AWP too many opportunities here on the T side, and then just using that util to minimize the risk as much as you can. Break some of these close crossfires that you can kind of get cooked in with pistols or SMGs, things like that.
Definitely would be a knock to the confidence for Rooster if they ended up losing this map. But they're on their way to it.
I mean, at one point,
So,
like when we were like 7 and 6 and 1 or 6 and 2 or something, I was like, only one word's going to get absolutely dumpstered. Like this is a 13-4.
Yeah. Well, standard util out towards middle here again. It's just going to be the top mid smoke, window smoke. Terry flashed in to have a little bit of an expedition down toward connector. He's going to be spotted out by Chell, but the shot missed. Will mean smoke into connector now, and a little bit more map control established for only one word. Creeping forward one step at a time. Banana also catching up with Danny G.
Yeah.
We'll lose his
It's
life
both
to
the
Chell.
AWP market though. +1 player, TJ aggressing through the con smoke. We'll go 1 for 1, and they are actually going to commit to the B split. Despite seeing the AWP, that's very surprising.
Raceap's gotten rid of Terry with just a USP somehow, but still wasn't enough to hold on to the B bomb site. Now it's job onto Chelios' shoulders. And he's got that AWP ready to go. Nade! Eating him for breakfast, 64 HP remaining. And he's just not being given anything by Oath and Viridian here. They know that it's Chell alive. They know that he's got the AWP in hand. They know that there's no real reason to swing. He's been spotted out.
Yeah.
And so he's just going to take that AWP into the next round. But 10 apiece will be the scoreline.
Just playing that nice little contact setup. Only one word, closing that round out with just good fundamentals. Like the movements from Chell though, he gets that pick in market and tries to go back over towards con, expecting that the T's might go up for an A split. So he's trying to read what they're doing and remain mobile. But I think only one word might have read that as like the AWP's in market. Then the CTs have like stacked the other side of the map perhaps, or maybe they're just trusting that even if they mid to B, it's just such a strong anti-eco play that you're going to get the round done anyway. Regardless of what it was, though, they took a fair bit of damage going through that round. Here we are at 10 apiece. No loss bonus left over for the T side. If they lose this round, their money's going to be in a very weird position. Molly out from Chell. Cops HE nades through the top mid smoke from the T's there. Surprised he's alive. I think they committed 2 or 3 nades to that, actually.
Could be an important moment in this round, maybe in this game as well. Another must-win for Rooster. Can't be going penniless into round number 22, which is more or less where they'd be at. Same util set getting tossed in from ASAP at the ladder room. This time he hasn't seen anything in middle. The offensive is coming towards A. Chell through the flash, not able to land himself a kill, and TJP got a headshot, but no more. That's the site now taken for only one word, but they still need to dislodge a couple of defenders. Chell dropping, and that is going to be round for only one word. Rooster will look to save, except for Danny G, maybe.
Yeah, Banana
and to try and get the orb, but
punished. Banana is absolutely owning on T side right now. He's straight up winning only one word this game. I think TJ in Sandwich there was the player that really could have dismantled that round. You had the AWP. I mean, it's a classic setup you've seen since like SK kind of popularized it back in the day, where you post the AWP up from Ticket and then you have a player anchoring under Balk or Sandwich. And that's kind of the rifling player that you expect to come up huge. Or even like default, you get some supportive flashes up over the top. So I thought TJ was going to be the player that you wanted to keep your eye on there, but Banana just clears it, entries it perfectly. And then they clean up Chell and completely shut Rooster out of that round. It's like a nade stack to start things off and a little bit of mid pressure and util, and then just a clean A execute.
Well, now it is only one word's map to lose. Rooster have been able to scrounge together a buy. They saved a few guns, and that is definitely going to help. But another round win here for only one word might just seal the deal. Nade's going back and forth. Pretty even spread of damage between Rooster and only one word. Danny down low, Terry as well. But a slower approach this time from only one word. They just set up outside a middle, expecting maybe some sort of aggression out from Rooster there. They are not going to be getting it just yet. Probably at all. But Banana's creeping his way up through the connector. The underpass. And now comes that mid-crunch from only one word, not to mention an opening pick on the A site from Oath. Another clean headshot onto TJP. The round starting to fall apart for Rooster, and with that, perhaps the map as well. Slimy dominated by Viridian. And only one word are just charging their way into A. Chell knows this is going to be a last-ditch attempt, so he's going to stick around and see what he can do, but with that shot missing, it's probably all she wrote for the round for Rooster. He does get one onto Oath, but the bomb plant was allowed, and Viridian caught sleeping for a second there, but that doesn't matter. 12-10 will be the scoreline, and Rooster are teetering on the precipice of losing this map.
I mean, they're kind of teetering over the edge at this point. Starting to take a bit of a tumble. Money is not in a good state. A couple of players sitting at 3.5k. Another tack timeout here from only one word. What a bloody resurgence. Jordan, how many games have you seen Rooster go up like 6-1, 7-1 in the first half? ASAP's got like 12. ASAP's like 12-3, and someone else is like 12-3, and you're like, this game's over.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. That is the norm. Huge respect to only one word. Had multiple players going double or triple neg. And they have scraped together just enough rounds on their CT side, and then on their T side, they put on a bloody masterclass. Take that pistol and then slowly work their way through the half. They are consistently getting picks on players that are being aggressive towards middle. Have these active lurks on both sides of the map. Both Oath and Viridian were just being absolute pests towards both B ramp and A apps there. Or A ramp and B apps rather. Only one word. Looks like a bit more of a contact approach or an execute towards A to start things off already. Rooster anticipating some kind of mid default. So they'll be able to clear out all of mid before this execute really gets rolling.
TJP opening the account this time around at least gives Rooster a player advantage to work with on this retake, but it's a very, very fast plant. And a big rotate still happening for ASAP. So Rooster are going to stall for the moment. Viridian copping a big Oath with a big fight right here. Can't win it. Uh-oh. Hang on a second. We might be in for another round right here as Rooster are starting to stream their way onto the site. The only question is, are they aware of Banana's position? It seems they are not. He's good enough for one, but no more than that. And the defuse will be secured. So we are going to go the distance.
Plenty of money for only one word to reinvest here. Chell's got to find himself a gun. There we go. 4 rifles taken into the next round for Rooster. No one's got enough to drop an AWP over to Chell, so it's going to have to be rifle-centric gameplay from Rooster here. Viridian pulling out the AWP. We'll see where he's going to take it. He's been very active towards B-apps time and time again, so he may go for the pick over there. Last chance for only one word to get this one across the line.
Plenty of money. Well, again, flashes out into middle. Here's a second one to set Terry up for that push. He's got to be aware of what's happening behind this CT smoke as well.
ASAP boosted up this time.
Position for Terry to be in. Oh.
It's crisp. That's what you needed. It's untradeable. Only one word, still kind of in this default formation. 2 in mid, 1 to each extremity. Smokes exchange in middle. Rooster continuing to try to delay. Well, look at Chell. Chell's about to find the bloody bomb. Just push through a ramp, I think.
Yeah, you'd think this round is probably going to be a tough one to win for only one word now as Chell catches up with Viridian, and I think we might be going to overtime. No X Factor moment from any of these remaining only one word players, and it's just Banana left, and so once again, it's just fallen apart. 2 rounds in a row for only one word. Didn't really look competitive, so overtime awaits us, and yeah, I mean, I guess a good recovery from Rooster, but I don't know, it feels a bit wishy-washy on both sides at the back end there.
Yeah. I mean, it was a nice retake from Rooster into just what you'd expect ASAP to have been doing a little bit earlier on in the half, as far as I'm concerned. He was getting picked by Banana and Terry in middle, like multiple rounds for only one word on that comeback, but he finally got a bricks boost, got a nice little entry on Cat. He is the player you want in those active roles. Did have him in the anchor position when Nedic was on the team, but I think now there's no one on Rooster I'd rather have as your con or your short player.
Well, overtime begins with the end of Chelios and Viridian also, so both the AWPers out of this round. But once again, mid taken by only one word. Putting a lot of priority on that area of the map. I think more so really than Rooster were on their T side. Again, another 1-for-1. Oath low should be picked up on the exit. ASAP doesn't quite manage to land his shot. Oath will swindle his way back out of A, while the rest of only one word start to pick the pace up towards B. Banana going to go aggressive early, and will lose his duel to Terry, or to Danny, I should say, which is going to slow things down here. So Oath has to take a bit of a risk and just walk his way out onto A, and he's going to walk right into this grenade. That's so unfortunate. ASAP just wanted to blow open the smoke, but instead he blew open Oath.
I don't know. I feel like he just set the trap there. Just opened up the little cage door and put a little piece of cheese in there. Terry, 1 on 3 now. 30 seconds to go. Gonna get caught on the cross from ASAP, who's under balcony now. Man has been so mobile. And he is really the most impactful player for Rooster on this CT side right now. So it's a good start to overtime for Rooster. Only one word. Just kind of getting picked apart in the last couple of rounds. Really feels like they found a lot of success running these 1-3-1s and putting a lot of pressure on the extremities in regulation. But Rooster's starting to adapt a little bit more now. They're starting to get more success in middle. So we're going to need something a little different from only one word. And the change-up looks to be looking for a pick with the AWP towards B. It's a 3-1-1. Big emphasis on looking for a kill or some pressure towards B in the early to mid-round here.
Deep smoke in from Viridian. I reckon for Viridian rather. I reckon Danny G might have just spotted him on that jump spot as well. But No hefty movement just yet from Rooster. Obviously, they've got ASAP set up on short, so they know that there's not too much of a contest coming through from there. Danny worried about apartments. And ASAP going to come floating back across to try and help him out. Not too much delaying util here for ASAP and Danny. They're just going to have to hit their shots, and Banana gets out, but not too far as Danny will knock him over. It's a good setup there from Rooster. Playing off of one another, and it's Danny G that's reaping all of the benefits. A 3K for him, and the rest of Rooster, the reinforcements coming across and arriving in time to stop Only One Word from getting out onto this bomb site.
Yeah, bombs dropped in the open, 35 seconds, but they're just getting continually delayed and bombarded by utility here. And all of Rooster in position. Chell's posted up on the cross already.
Well, that's clean as a whistle from Rooster. 14-12. Since we've hit the overtime, they're looking a much more well-drilled team again on this CT side.
Definitely woke up a lot. That was a good round from Danny G. Gets a good B anchoring in. Last chance for Only One Word to get themselves any kind of success on this T side, or they're going to have a flawless CT, which is going to be a bit of an ask given how the T side from Rooster went. I think they're really kind of setting up for a win in OT here. They're going to find this much success on CT side. ASAP drops into underpass this time. Not really something that Rooster have done too much just yet. But with the smoke being seen there by Freeman, they can be aware of that. Terry picking up Shell, and there you go, the smoke clearing, and Freeman's going to take full advantage of that. Man advantage for Only One Word as they abuse that CT aggression.
Oath has got a lot of space, but he's going to be seen in a second if he doesn't check balcony.
TJ? There we go.
He's been spotted eventually. Luckily, didn't lose his stairs player before that point. Danny G on the push out of B will be taken down. You almost think that that could be a call to go back over to B. They should know Danny's the B player, the B anchor, but still the push going into A. Freeman stepping up in this round. Nice 2K in mid. And it's just TJP trying to hold on to the A site solo. He's obviously going to have to go for it. It's the last round of the half. Requiring some sharp shooting. And this is a tough angle to fight. Some nice damage onto Banana with the nade, but still going to probably just need that headshot to finish things off here. And of course, then some. Walk straight into the crossfire. So 14-13. Rooster have done well in the first half of the OT there. Let's see if they can close things out here as they move over onto that T side.
Big round from Freeman. He was absolutely everywhere there. But this was the very fearsome side from Rooster on this T side in regulation. Now Only One Word's going to have a lot more money to work with though. Orp straight away out on Viridian. Not to mention the fact that some of these players that were kind of struggling, especially over towards the B side of the map, Freeman on Cat, Banana anchoring B, have kind of warmed themselves up on T side. Should be shooting back a little bit more. Quick catch up from Freeman there. And Rooster just going to go back to what was working in regulation here. Looks like they just want to go for a B pop. Again, just test that B hold.
TJP out quickly on to B. He's got the rest of the team following suit as well. Even though he can't get much done, the trades will be in for Rooster. And the site will be taken as well. A very, very tough retake ahead for Only One Word here with smokes blocking their entry. And a couple more pieces of delaying util available to Rooster. So this one feels impossible for Only One Word. It might even be better off just taking that AWP through. If you're Viridian, at least. Smokes do fade. And he's going to toss an incend in to try to draw out a peak. But again, that counter util from Rooster is just too good. And I don't even think they get out of here alive. Well, if they get a couple of kills like that, maybe they do. But it's not going to be enough to get them back into this round. Terry getting Danny G as well. A bit of stat padding on the back end there from Only One Word. But the real prize will go the way of Rooster in the form of the first round of the second half, which gives them a couple of bites at the cherry here to finish things off and See if they make the same mistake that only one word did.
Did not think it was going to take Rooster this long to be on that point, given how the first half went, but they finally made it there. Once again, just abusing that B hold. It's going to have to be something that Banana and Freeman can try to tighten up going forward on this map, because that side of the map has just been a bit of a liability. Chelios just trying to look for the pick on the cross there, standing directly in the molly. Doesn't stick around for too long. If he did, he definitely would have copped that nade from Oath, and it would have been the end of him. But that doesn't dissuade Rooster here. They're still sticking around towards A. Bomb's been left in spawn, so someone's going to have to go back and get that at some point. Might be Danny G.
Patience for both teams. But it's very evident which way Rooster is going to head. This looks to be more of a contact play than anything else. Not too much util being set up here from them. They're just going to try to fight their way into the site. So far, not spotting too much out. But here's Chell to open the account. That's Viridian down early on in the piece. And now the util can begin to be tossed. TJP, very much aware of a player up on balcony, gets rid of Oath. And it seems we might be seeing the final round of the map here on Mirage. One plant goes down, 4-on-3. Post plan, a tough one here for only one word. Once again, similar vibes to that last round where they were trying to bust their way into B and there was just a wall of util waiting for them. Flashes again and again and again, and TJP flash into CT from Slimy. Well done from Freeman to find the trade, but it's still not enough. Someone needs to double down here for only one word, and it might have to be Freeman. Maybe not. Maybe it's just going to have to be Terry, who somehow is just stuck at the stairs here. Time ticking away from him. Defuse kit available, but no head, and that is 16-13. Rooster will finally take Mirage.
Yeah, good recovery from only one word. You got to give credit where credit's due. Played an excellent T side and, you know, ticked every step along the way for that comeback. But at the end of the day, Rooster just looking like a little